Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. In the mirror, I'm doing my dance. Ain't you packing out nobody's pants. He a rapper, but don't got a chance.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you are pressing that bell notification so you're alerted anytime and every time that I post and you do not miss not one of my videos. So today we're gonna do something a little fun, a little cute, and also killing two birds with one stone, to be quite frank. So today we're gonna do a get ready with me, but I will be doing a little girl chit chat and basically just talking about some stuff or a topic in mind. And we have a little iced coffee, homemade iced coffee. I do have to get ready for my day. Today is Sunday, so I'm gonna be posting this Sunday get ready with me. I hate how up close I look right now, but that's just what we're gonna have to deal with because my little setup is super close to me because I needed to like grab brushes and stuff like that, but it's all good. How do you guys like my new nails? These are actually my real nails. I'm trying the dip powder method, which is my real nails with just a little bit of powder on them to help my nails get a little stronger. And also too, like, I feel like this is at the point of age that I'm at. I'm not really too much into the longer nails no more, especially with having a child. You know, like, I have stuff to do and I don't want to like poke her, or sometimes my grown out nails will like pull her hair. Just a lot of reasons as to why this is what we're going to be going with. And it's actually really cute. You can still do some pretty cute designs on them, do rhinestones if you want to. It's just less like out there, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this video, you guys. Like I said, don't forget to click all of the things to make sure you are a pretty mommy and joining us on this channel. So let's go ahead and get started on this makeup. Today I'm going to be doing something, I don't like that mirror too much. Today we're going to be doing something pretty much like a everyday makeup look, but I'm going to be doing like different steps, different tactics. So I'm very excited. I do have new products that I showed you guys in my last vlog that I will be using and showing you guys how I use them on this video. So I did take care of my eyebrows a couple of days ago. Well, I just like cleaned them up by myself. And I took care of my upper lip. My skin is actually starting to clear up a little bit more, so I'm very excited about that, y'all. My skin has been so bad lately. Like, I don't even know what's been going on. Honestly, I cannot tell y'all what the root of the problem is. I can only assume that it is because of the way I was eating. I'm not eating bad anymore, which is why I do think it's getting a lot better. But I was eating pretty bad at one point. Like, I was literally just munching on anything that I wanted. You know what? Before I do get started on my makeup, I'm gonna add some Laneige sleeping mask, y'all, because that is something that has gotten really bad for me as well, is my lips. I feel like everything about me has just been affected, y'all. Everything as far as my skin. Like, my lips are on super dry mode at all times, even with me wearing lip gloss or like any type of like Carmex and stuff like that. They're just dry at all times. It's probably dehydration. I don't know, y'all. Also too, the weather change has been crazy. Like, some days it's cold, sometimes it's hot, and my eczema just flares up super bad. Now I have eczema here. I mean, this is a pimple so you can't see it, but I've gotten eczema on these ends of my nose now, which is really making me very self-conscious. I hate that for me, but I guess it's just stuff that I gotta live with. Like, I have eczema. I don't know, like, it just sucks. And it sucks even more that my daughter has it, because, you know, she has mild eczema, but she does have eczema. So I'm just not excited for her to have to deal with these problems as well. It's not fun. Did I get darker or lighter? Because this is just not the color no more, but whatever. I'm gonna just use it on these ends and clean it up. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this girl chit chat. Well, first of all, I feel like my main audience on all my platforms are women and young ladies of all ages. So I feel like it's my personal duty to, you know, I'm no role model and I'm no like counselor or anything of that sort. I'm also not perfect. I have my fair share of mistakes. My nose turned red because I just scratched it. But yes, also too, I am a little bit on the older side, so I feel like I can share a little bit of some wisdom, and also too, just to like, you know, have some depth into my video. I don't know, I just feel like if I was watching somebody on YouTube, I would really want it to be a relatable person, and someone that has something that I can take back and learn from, or just like that has some type of depth that I can use with my everyday life, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you guys have seen these things on TikTok. It was like this trend going on for a while about like 10 things I've learned in my whatever age years of living, or whatever the case. I feel like those were really like fun to watch and very relatable. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing some stuff that I have learned throughout the years, and that may be able to be relatable or help you out, especially my younger girls, because maybe you're at this point, maybe you passed it, or maybe this is just future advice, who knows. But I'm gonna share it with you guys anyway. So I don't really have like no set list that I want to share with you guys, or no actual number, because people were doing like 10 things or 20 things or 12 things. I don't really have an actual number. I'm just gonna go off the dome and what I feel like I actually have learned. So let's basically start off with like maybe spiritual. So I know that spiritual is a little like a topic that people don't really like to get into for various reasons, and I kind of agree with them, because like honestly, I don't like to push anything on no one. I feel like if you're going to like, I don't want to push no religion on anybody. I just know what I do and what works for me. So this is me just speaking off what works for me, pretty much. So something that I have learned in my 28 years of living is that, and this is just something I always knew of, like I've always grew up on obviously God, being a believer of God and having God in my life, but I actually grew up Christian. I actually grew up Catholic, and I feel like a lot of Hispanic people do grow up Catholic, or at least where I was from, a lot of Hispanic people and a lot of my friends that I grew up with grew up Catholic. But I don't know, I just feel like it never hit the same as it has hit for me. Listening more of like Christian churches, Christian sermons, you know, like really reading the Bible. And when you're Catholic, you also do believe in other gods or higher powers, like Virgin Mary, you know, stuff like that. So, or angels and stuff like that, and there's really just only one higher power, which is God. Everybody has a stepping stone. Like, of course I will talk about my journey with him and how great he's been in my life. You know, you just gotta let everybody be on their own pace, I believe. So in my 28 years of living, I have learned that if you don't have God in your life, you are going to be running this world on a solo trip. And what I mean by that is that it can get very, very, very confusing living in this world without the guidance of God. And I mean that 100%, because I cannot express to you guys how many times I have gone off my own will. I don't know, I just feel like if you do not, you're just living in a, like, how to explain it, like you're just kind of like going through life on your own, and I don't want to go through this life on my own. I want to go through it with the Most High. So there would be times in my past specifically where I would be like, knowing that something wasn't right, knowing that I knew it wouldn't turn out in my favor, and you know, God will allow you to learn. So I would go ahead and learn on my own, and lo and behold, I would get a rude awakening. I've had a lot of times in my life where I've had to learn the hard way, when I could have just had a relationship, a strong one, brought it back with God, and you know, just I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like my life would have went different in a lot of scenarios had I listened to that voice a lot of the time. And it's okay, you know, like it's your own lessons and stuff like that, but that's why sometimes people will go around wondering like, oh, like why is this happening to me, or like why would God let this happen, or if God is so good and God loves us, why is it? It's not really him, it's what you're doing, it's what you're allowing, it's your own actions, babe. So that is something that I learned in my 28 years, is that if you do it on your own, is that living life without God is living this world without God. And I do not want to be in this world without him, because he literally knows your plan from start to finish. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. So I should tell you a lot. And I should tell you a lot. And I promise y'all, anytime that I heard that voice and I ignored it, it always ended up biting me in the butt. Like anytime that I took matters into my own hands, while knowing that it was something else that I could have been doing, and knowing that there was someone or a voice telling me like, nah, it ain't what you're supposed to be doing, or feeling a little bit of a guilt of some sort, and I didn't know where it was coming from, babe, it always came back full circles for me. And I end up taking a longer, more painful route where it teaches me a lesson. And I never want to go through that again. I always want to make sure that anything that I have planned, anything that I have like major coming or planning or anything of that sort, I always want to make sure that it is first in God's will. Another thing that I have learned about in my 28 years of living, y'all, is healing your inner child. You must heal your inner child. And what I mean by that, y'all, how much healing your inner child will benefit you as an adult. What I mean by that is everybody has a different story. Everybody has gone through different things. However, I am not the only one that I know can relate to this, but if you do not heal your inner child or any past child traumas, they will follow you in your adulthood. And it won't be so easy to take care of them then. And when you're an adult, you know, you obviously feel like some people feel like they don't need counseling, they don't need therapy, they don't need God, they don't need whatever, you know. And babe, you do. It will literally follow you to your adulthood and tarnish a lot of relationships that are meant to bless you. So you never want to self-sabotage your blessings, you know. So heal your inner child, heal your traumas, heal anything that you can actually prevent from tarnishing your future, because it will just save you a lot of time, babe, and a lot of pain, and even hurting others. Like, you know, sometimes when you have not healed or you have inner trauma that you need to take care of, you can actually be the one to hurt people. So, you know, it's pretty, I feel like it's really important to take that one in. Always have your major stuff prioritized when it comes to like the stuff you don't want to take care of, like DMVs, socials, passports, like doctor's appointment, like anything that's like that, like headache that usually your mom takes care of at age 15, 16, 17. If you're blessed enough, obviously, because that is a blessing to have your mother still take care of those kind of stuff for you. Always have that down pack. Never leave that to get like as a back burner. You have to be very organized with those kind of stuff, because that's adulthood. Like, that's just being responsible. And I know it sounds crazy, but I used to be so bad with like that kind of stuff, like keeping up with DMV stuff. Like, I just like dreaded it all the time. But baby, you got to take care of that stuff. Like, you have to. It is a must. So taking care of that stuff, having all that stuff organized and down packed, you need to have that. Make sure you're having health insurance as you're transitioning into an adult. You know, you're not always going to have your mother and father to take care of all your stuff. So once you start transitioning from like those late teens into adulthood, you really got to start like prioritizing yourself. Make sure you are researching everything that you don't know. Research it. Like, the internet is there for a reason, and it will teach you everything. You can literally learn everything off of the internet now. Of course, make sure that what you're taking in is correct information, but you can actually teach yourself of a lot of things and learn how to handle a lot of things on your own without needing your mother and father. Make sure you are building multiple incomes, because baby, if you are solely relying on one income, and this is even still again from ages 18 to adulthood, if you are relying on one income solely, you are literally running the highest risks ever. Like, that is another level of trusting, because I personally cannot just trust one source of income. Me growing up, well, not growing up, but like in my adulthood, when I was like in my early adulthood, like out of high school and stuff like that, I always managed to keep about 2 to 3 jobs, because I just couldn't trust only having one source of income. It just wasn't ringing bells to me. Like, it just wasn't like enough. I just didn't trust it enough, you know what I'm saying? And I just always wanted to fall back. Like, who knows, like, what if one day you can't, I don't know, like at the time I was working job, so like, what if one day that job let you go, or like they ran out of business? I don't know, whatever the case, y'all. But I always wanted to maintain stability, so I made sure that I kept up with a couple of jobs, not just one. And then I started doing makeup, so that was always a source of income. But also with that, like, I mean, I wasn't a makeup artist anymore during COVID, but like a lot of people were affected during COVID, and like stuff like that can happen, like global stuff where you will need another source of income, you know, like, or it will be smart to have another source of income. So those are just things to think about and that I've learned. So I did tell y'all in my last video about this Charlotte Tilbury blush highlight that I actually really end up liking. So I'm gonna show you guys how I apply it. It's pretty cute. So you just squeeze a bit out and it's gonna pop out in the sponge. Sorry y'all, had to put in a different battery. So yeah, like I was saying, you basically just squeeze out a bit of the product, and that's already there. I don't know if you can see it. And then you just basically work the way. And I like to bring my blush up here now. Basically just do that. Boom. It can be a lot for people, so if you're not into this, maybe stay away from it. And then I go in with a beauty blender and I just kind of blend it out, and it is like a highlight. So it's highlight blush, but it has a highlight effect. I just kind of clean this up. Okay, so that is the foundation set. So now we're gonna add a little bit of powder all over this stuff, y'all. I'm gonna go in with this Fenty Beauty. Y'all, I think this is a bit too harsh for me. I'm gonna add very little bit, or maybe even just what's left on the product, and just a little bit, because I am gonna be going to get a different bronzer. I don't have any more of my Gimme Sun, which is probably what I'm gonna go back to, because that's just what I'm more comfortable with. I feel like Gimme Sun gives me the best contouring that I like, in my opinion and my preference. So I'm definitely gonna go back to that. Okay y'all, so back to our topics of things I have learned at my age. Now this one, you guys, is a little bit more for my older ladies, I would say, or like my more grown women. Y'all, you're never really ready to have a kid, like, I promise. Like, for those people that be like, oh, like having a set age where they want to have a baby, you're never going to be ready. It just hits everybody differently, you know, like, and you also have things to worry about that you just don't know if it will hit you or how it will hit you if it does, which is like stuff like postpartum. Like, you just never know, y'all. Like, everybody has a different experience with being a mother, so you never really want to just put it out there that you have a certain age or a set goal for your kids and to be a mother, because you really don't know how it will be. But I don't know, y'all, that's just my opinion. You're never really ready. You're never really ready till it happens. And that's a lot of my point of view for everything. Like, you're never really ready or aware of something till you're actually in it. You can never really fully speak on something till you're actually in that, if you ever are actually in that. That's why a lot of times when people judge others off social media, or like, you guys never really know what someone's actually going through unless you've been in it. And even then, like, everybody's story is completely different. So I don't know, like, I just feel like you're never ready until you're at the moment where it happens to you, you know, and with those exact circumstances, because like I said, everybody's circumstances are different. Now this one's a little bit out there, but this is just my personal opinion. I don't know, everybody has a different opinion on this specific topic, but my opinion is that, I don't know if you guys know how there's like a stigma of like, oh, if a girl doesn't have a lot of friends, like that says a lot about her. That's not true, babe. That is not true. You don't know what that person has gone through, and that just goes for anybody. Like, same with guys. Like, you don't know what that but it's more like, I've heard it more about women, but basically like, oh, if that girl doesn't have a lot of friends, like, it's really, she's the problem or whatever the case. But like, babe, you don't know what that person has gone through. You don't know if she's been done wrong. Like, you don't know if she's traumatized from something she went through, or if she just genuinely like doesn't have that like friendship that she's found that she can confide in, or that trust that she has in people. Sometimes people go through periods of time where they just need their me time. Like right now, I can honestly say that I'm going through an isolation period because that's just what God wants from me. And let me tell you guys, if a relationship of any sort, friendship, even like family, relationship, friendship, business ship, whatever it is, if it is not following through, if for some reason there's always blockages, do not force a relationship, like in any sort, especially for the sake of the year's end or loyalty. Baby, let that go. Or not let it go, but like let it be, let it flow as natural as it's going to flow. You understand me? Like, you cannot force something that is just not naturally giving. Honestly, like if something keeps like, well, let me tell you this, God will never cause chaos in a relationship that is sent from him. So, and it doesn't have to be like problems and fights. It can just be like chaos as far as like how you feel, or how they feel, how they make you feel. It just can be of all sorts. God, that is not sent from God. So if it's not meant, let it go. People are in your life for reasons and seasons, and sometimes those have an expiration date. That's the best way I can put it for you. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the style Sweetheart. I love this style. It's super cute and super, super, super natural. It's one of our most natural styles. This one's leaving a little bit, but this is the style I'm gonna go with, y'all. When someone shows you who they are, please believe them the first time. So like, if you allow someone to tell you who they are over and over again, they're gonna start catching on to it and know what you tolerate, and that is not a good thing. Another thing for my young girls while dating, when you tell someone that you're dating what you've been through in past relationships, you're literally giving them a guide on what you tolerate and what you are okay with, and they will use it against you, like literally. And don't tell people what you've been through. All right, y'all, like I said, I don't have a list of these, and I'm running out of time because I'm pretty much done with my makeup. But the last one I will share with you guys is one that I've learned the hard way. This one I have learned the hard way, and a lot of y'all have been an audience to it. Social media is not your friend. Social media is not where you vent. Keep it all to yourself. Talk to a friend, my opinion, talk to God about it, but do not overshare on social media. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all with those. That's it. If y'all like these, we could do another round, but like I said, I'm pretty much done with my makeup. I applied the style Sweetheart. Look at how cute these are, y'all. I feel like they just give natural and cute. Like these literally look like a lash lift. Like, I made this style with so much love for a loyal customer of mine that kept telling me that that her daughters wanted lashes of mine, but they were a little bit too much for them because they were younger girls. So we got these for you guys, especially for like a prom makeup. Love that. And with these, I've gone into the habit of curling them a bit. I curl them because they give a bit of a volume that just enhances them a tad bit. Also too, if you do our 2-in-1 eyeliner glue, it will give them a bit of a pop as well. So love these Sweetheart lashes. The style Sweetheart is definitely top 10 for me. All right, y'all, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys would like for me to do more of these videos. This is the final product. Let me know if you like it. Comment down below what y'all thought about this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.